Good morning. I woke up and just had a really strong urge to come into the garden, and it's something I haven't done for a long time, a year maybe. The garden often feels a painful place for me. The magic tree, the last thing Sandra said was, I'm not here, I'm at the magic tree, and it's often very painful to come out here into the garden, which is sad because it used to be my favourite place. These are the daffodil bulbs that we planted at Sam's funeral. I didn't think they were still here because the housing association dug all this off and stripped it back, but here they are, ready to bloom. And there's a beautiful patch of snowdrops at this little Buddha patch here. Yesterday was incredibly painful. I think those who know that anniversary dates, birthdays, death dates are just so incredibly hard. And even though you think, I feel alright, I'm doing alright at the moment, this isn't gonna get me, it just does. Your body remembers, and somehow in that incredibly painful, difficult space where a wave just comes and knocks you over. I mean, you can distract yourself with all kinds of things, and I do, you know. Yesterday I went to the Stone and cried at Everton at the Stone, and it was really good to feel those tears and feel some of the grief, because sometimes, you know, just get on with life and try to numb it a little bit to get by. But those grief dates tend to take me back into the horrendous pain that I felt when Sam died, and in a way it's so powerful. It reminds me what's important, because lately I've been getting caught up in just other people's nonsense and, you know, feeling the stress of that and forgetting what matters. And I think people who are grief walkers, who've walked right up to the edge of death with people, they've got so much wisdom. You know, they really remember what's important. They know things that we forget, and although it's incredibly painful, I think it's really important for me to remember. So for the gift of the pain and the gift of taking me back to some of what I experienced right after Sam died, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that it brought me out into the garden this morning and to the snowdrops and the daffodils. And I'm grateful for the wisdom that witnessing death and our own mortality and the loss of those that we can't live without gave to me and continues to give to me. So no matter how incredibly painful these days are, and I'm saying this bit not for sympathy at all in any way, but for the wisdom that these days can get more painful. You know, they can feel, it doesn't lessen with time, but it lessens for other people around you, where they don't think about it as much as you do. But for myself anyway, I can only speak for myself, I am grateful that the pain of birthdays, death dates, wedding anniversaries and all those things stay as intense as they were, to give us a reminder of the wisdom that we might have forgotten. Sending love to everyone who is facing these difficult days, and for those of us grievers, that happens all the way through the year. And for those of us who haven't experienced loss of a soulmate or someone we felt we couldn't live without, then remember that time is not the great healer. Time can be a number, a thing that we forget, a thing that we go back to old ways of being. But actually, you know, the intensity, the loss can feel just as painful, even more painful, and sometimes more lonely. But this morning I'm just celebrating how these dates have such wisdom in them. Our bodies have such wisdom because it takes us back to remembering what's important, what matters, and how really, really short life is, and how precious it is to be alive. Big love.